It is now my great pleasure to introduce Jim DeBeaugrine, a family member and interim CEO of ARCA Florida. Prior to taking the helm at ARCA Florida, Jim spent almost 20 years with the Appropriations Committee in the Florida House of Representatives and was lead staff on significant reform and expansion of the Medicaid home and community-based waiver for persons with developmental disabilities. Jim became the first person confirmed by the Florida Senate to serve as director of the Agency for Persons with Disabilities and led efforts to design and win stakeholder support for what is now called the I-Budget Medicaid waiver. He has served on several boards and commissions, including our Florida Developmental Disabilities Council. It is my pleasure to present Jim DeBeaugrine.
Good morning. I'm Jim DeBeaugrine, and I am the interim director of the ARCA Florida. I'm also a family member and an advocate. And first off, I want to say that I miss seeing all of you here in person. DD Day has always been one of my favorite days of the year, and I've always looked forward to it each legislative session. It gives us a chance to visit with old friends and make new ones. We get to see the wonderful performances by the pyramid players and some of the other talented performers. We get to visit booths to see what all of our partner organizations are up to these days. But most of all, I enjoy seeing the interaction between our self-advocates and the lawmakers. It's truly exciting to see all of you descend on the state capitol to make your voices heard. But we all know that safety comes first, so we'll look forward to seeing you again next session. COVID has disrupted our lives and brought unthinkable heartache and challenge to many of us. But it's also taught us a lot. We've learned how to visit with one another while never leaving our house. We found new ways to work and new ways to have fun. And we've been reminded how much the people in our lives mean to us. And certainly, many of us have experienced just how valuable our direct support professionals, the ones who provide hands-on care each day, just how valuable and important they are. These people make the lives that so many of you enjoy in your community possible. The fact that so many kept coming to work despite the risk to themselves and their families is truly amazing and inspiring. Certainly, they're just as essential as doctors, nurses, and first responders to many of you. And they deserve the same kind of gratitude and respect. And above all, they deserve a livable wage. So once again, our primary legislative priority at the ARCA Florida is getting our direct support professionals the pay they deserve. Not only is it the right thing to do, given the challenges of the job and the value of the work they do, but we risk losing our workforce if this critical issue is not addressed. Even before the pandemic, we were finding it exceedingly difficult to compete with other employers like retail stores, fast food, and other businesses that typically offer more competitive wages and a lot less stress. The qualifications for our job are also higher than most entry-level jobs. Our people have to be able to pass a rigorous criminal history background check. They have to successfully complete a demanding course of training. Now, to top it all off, the Florida Constitution has been amended to raise the state minimum wage to $10 an hour. That will start this September, and then the minimum wage will increase by $1 each year until it reaches $15. We will need help from the legislature to even pay the state minimum wage. But please keep in mind that these jobs are not minimum wage jobs. In order to keep our workforce, those people that care for you each day, we have to give them the pay, respect, and recognition they deserve. Therefore, the ARC of Florida is asking for a 16% rate increase for residential habilitation, personal supports, adult day training, and respite care. These are the jobs which heavily rely on direct support professionals. The request totals $140 million. It sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but it is necessary to allow us to begin to create career paths for these professionals and to be able to recruit and retain a high-quality workforce. Now, I know that all of you who are listening have your own priorities, and I want to encourage you to identify who your legislators are and to make sure that they hear your voice. They need to know that our absence from the halls today doesn't mean that we're not engaged or that we're not paying attention. We need to let them know what we need and why it is important, and we all have to do it using our own words. I have a friend, Bert, who is a self-advocate and former Sunland resident who went on to have great success in the community. Sadly, she passed away after an accident, but I'll never forget the simple advice she gave our DD Day crowd several years ago. And it went like this. She said, "Go tell these folks what you need, because if you don't ask for it, you ain't going to get it." And it's really that simple. There's no way to guarantee success in this process, but you can guarantee failure. You guarantee failure if you don't show up and you don't speak up. So with that, I want to thank you for participating with us in DD Days. We wish you the best of luck, and we encourage you to plan on visiting us again in person in Tallahassee next year.
Thank you, Jim.